let's talk about how we can thrive as families in the busy season. I love you too. Hey everyone, I hope you're having a really good day. Today I'm going to offer you some tips, things that have helped me recently, just kind of keep my head above water as we go through a particularly busy time in life. And I had someone in my comment section say, we're only as busy as we want to be. Okay. I don't think that that's necessarily true. I don't think that's the world we live in anymore. I think most families have to have more than one income stream. We all have a lot going on. So if you feel like you're under a lot of pressure, maybe some of these tips can help you breathe a little bit more easily. But if you're new around here, hello, my name is Lydia Senn and I make videos on frugal and simple living. Yes, you can be busy and still have a simple life because it's all about prioritizing the things that matter to us and the things that we choose, not necessarily the things that are chosen for us. Okay, so I have 4 kids. My husband and I both work. I work from home, and I'm in school. So life can get dicey on some days, but we're managing. However, back in August, the first few weeks, it was really hard. I immediately felt things slipping through the cracks, and I thought, okay, we got to have a plan. So my husband and I sat down together and we just laid it all out, everything going on, everything that's coming up basically for the next year that we could see coming, everything that we need to prioritize and work on. And we came up with a plan as a family to work together. And so that's kind of my number one tip, is to get your phone, get your partner, get a piece of paper, and just hash it all out, what they need, what you need, their schedule, your schedule, things that you want to see your family accomplish, things that you want in your household, obligations that you know are coming up, any concerns that you may have a coach's meeting where the team manager and the coach get together and they kind of plan out what the next year is going to look like financially, anything going on in your spiritual life, anything going on in your home life, things with your kids, stuff that you want to do with your romantic partner. Just get it all out there. My next tip is to stop relying on your memory and start relying on all of the tools that we have to help us remember things. So I have my planner. It's right here. This is my planner. Her name is Julia. All my planners have always been named Julia. I don't know why. I once had a TiVo named Claire. I just like to name things. But I'm not relying on my memory to remember anything anymore. So I write everything down, even weekly appointments. Like one day a week we have basketball and piano. I wrote that down. 2 days a week we have karate. I wrote that down. I wrote down Sunday for church. Like I wrote it all down. And that way I have a visual reminder of what I need to do, but I also don't have that like nagging, am I forgetting something? Am I forgetting something? Am I forgetting something? When we rely on our brains to just remember. I took my kids to the dentist Monday. They gave me a card. I clipped it in the back of my planner because I know that I'm going to be getting a new one soon and I need to put that in my new one. But I also went ahead and put it in my Google Calendar via my phone, is to go to Google and have them send you your daily agenda. Set up a Google Calendar for your morning routine, your drive time, your kids' school pickup, any appointments they have, any regular appointments you have. Get it all in that Google Calendar. And then as new things come up, you plug it in there. And every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, Google will send you your daily agenda so that when you wake up, there it is and nothing gets forgotten. Google Calendar is also a great place to write down things that you have already done. You go into the calendar and you type in where you hid the Christmas presents. So then later, when you can't find them, you search Google in the Google Calendar and it will tell you where you hid the Christmas presents. You can also set Gmail to send you an email in the future. So that's helpful too. There are lots of free things on the internet at your disposal. And if you don't know how to use them, you can Google it. The internet's amazing. It's so amazing. But also I feel like the people at Google could really ruin my life if my search history got out. Like, why is this woman Googling bodily functions so frequently? Because I'm a hypochondriac. That's why. So my next tip is to set reminders on your phone and alarms. So I have alarms for everything, for waking up, for getting food out of the freezer, for giving my kid medicine. He takes medication 3 times a day. I did not realize, I don't know if I've talked about this before on here. My child has extreme environmental allergies. Like, did you know that people can have environmental allergies that are so bad they have to have an EpiPen? I didn't until all of this started. And so he takes a medication under his tongue 3 times a day. It's been a journey, but I have to set a timer to remember to do it simply because we'll be busy out in the world, you know, when it's time for that evening medication, and we may be hanging out with friends or at the park or at my mom's house. And when that alarm goes off, oh yeah, let's take that medication. I have alarms for when we need to stop something and transition to a new activity. So one of my kids has a tutor that he meets with, and so in 5 minutes, we gotta hop on Zoom, let's get ready. I have reminders for my meetings that are coming up, for when we need to put on our gi to go to karate, when we need to put on our shoes to go to piano, when we need to pack our lunches. And I know that may seem like overkill, but I promise you, if you have one less thing that you're having to tote around inside your brain, it's freedom. It is freedom. My next tip is to think ahead as much as possible. Make ahead breakfast, make ahead lunches, make ahead dinners. If you can't make it ahead, make it simple. This morning I made banana and oatmeal pancakes. It was a win for everybody. It took 5 minutes. We were good to go. I used up some oatmeal packets that I already had. Another really great easy breakfast or lunch is yogurt parfaits with granola and fruit. Super simple and delicious. What can you do to serve future you? So when present you wakes up exhausted and you have a sink full of dishes and 100 things on your to-do list, you kind of curse last night you a little bit. You're the opener and you're the closer for your day, the opening manager and the closing manager. And if the closing manager hasn't always done their job, it can make that morning time hectic. Now, there are days when my kitchen's a mess in the morning and it's fine, no one died, and I get to it later in the day and I feel great about it. But sometimes it's just those little things that make life a little bit easier, like getting out the crock pot or cleaning off the counter so that when you get home from the grocery store, you have a place. That was one of my mini alarms. You have a place to put your groceries so that you can put them away. Let's talk about habit stacking. This is when you take something that you need to do and you attach it to something you already do. So I need to clean my stove top, and I do it every day when I make my cup of coffee. Have things on hand. A few things that I have learned to keep on hand are poster board and trifold board, so that way we're not going to CVS in the middle of the night to try to get stuff we need for a project that someone ultimately forgot about. It's also a good idea to have on hand a good first aid kit and children's fever reducer. I also keep on hand a box of brownie mix and a couple boxes of muffin mix in case I last minute have to take something somewhere. I also keep what I call my emergency pasta ration. So we're going to avoid the drive-thru and spending $40 or $50 at McDonald's by getting some pasta and some pasta sauce and throwing that together and living to fight another day. Emergency pasta sauce, I swear, it will save your life. And then I also picked up at Walmart for less than $5, 2 boxes of greeting cards. So one blank box of cards comes with 12 cards and then 12 birthday cards. And that way, if there's a last minute birthday that I forgot about or that we're invited to, I can throw a $10 bill in here, show up at the birthday party, and move on with my life. Have a day for appointments and a day for errands. So I know that if I need to schedule a dentist appointment, an eye doctor, routine doctor's visit, anything that's not an emergency, I have a couple days a week, 2 days a week where we don't have a lot of obligations, and those are the best days to handle those. I generally know what my husband's schedule is going to be. So if I need last minute childcare, having those predetermined days when you can do things is really helpful. And then also having a day where you do your errands. And then another thing that I like to do is to give myself a couple of days a week to look forward to. So for me, I mainly work out in the morning. I've been going to the gym for about a year now and I love it. But going one night a week in the evening means afterwards I can run by Aldi, I can run by Target, I can run by the drugstore. I can sit in my car and do nothing. Just having some time where it's quiet and it's just me and no one is asking me for anything has been great for me. I'm going to teach you 3 words for if you are trying to homeschool and you have little kids, or if you're trying to work and you have little kids, or if you're trying to do online classes and you have little kids. And those 3 words are sit by me. So I start teaching my kids sit by me when they are tiny babies. Like, it's literally me sitting at the table and reading a book or typing an email or making a phone call while I hold my baby and just get them used to that. And as they get older, they transition from playing in my lap to sitting next to me. It's not always great. It's not always great, but I've trained them to know what my expectations are, what they should expect from the situation. They know that if they need me, I'll stop what I'm doing and assist them. But this is also great for teaching kids when you're sitting in the doctor's office or any other appointments that you have to not be crazy and sit by mom. So one of the things that I did to kind of facilitate that with my 3-year-old is I went to the thrift store and I got a little tackle box with Elsa and Anna, and then I got these bags of little toys. So they're just random gallon-sized Ziploc bags filled with lots of little toys, and I rotate them out on a regular basis. Some of it's like junky Happy Meal toys, but she doesn't care because it's new and exciting, and so I'll pull a couple out, put them in there, and then just rotate. And so there's a steady stream of either new things or things that she hasn't played with in a while, and that keeps it exciting.
Let's talk about giving small children your first moments. So when my little kids get up at 7, work, school, anything else comes to a screeching halt, and I hang out with them. We play, we read books, and when I'm doing school with them, I'm going to do that first, because if I give them those first moments, they're going to be so much more willing to be flexible throughout the day when I need them to be.
Okay, which book do you want to read first? How about Beat the Cat?
I want that one.
Okay. It was autumn in Bear Country, and Halloween was on its way. Pack the car the night before. Backpacks, sports gear, that science project, anything that you're going to need the night before. Pack it. Have the lunches made and in the zippered little lunchbox in the fridge, so in the morning we fill up our water bottles, Mama grabs a coffee, and we get out of here. We hybrid school. That means a couple days a week we're in school with other people, and then 3 days a week we're at home. And so those mornings when we have to get out the door and be with other people, I have to make sure that everything's ready to go. Hi!
I will forever preach doubling recipes. This week I made a white chicken chili. I just threw in an extra chicken breast, a couple extra cans of beans. I got it all over myself and had to change my clothes. But we had dinner on Monday night, and then on Wednesday night, we had that as leftovers. Also, we know that leftovers will save us a ton of money, but you don't have to eat things 2 days in a row. You can stagger it to make it more appealing. Day of the week uniforms.
We just wiped that mirror and it is still so streaky. But this is my outfit. So normally I wear a black dress on Mondays, but it is still drying. I have on this jumpsuit from Torrid. It's got pockets, and then I just threw this, what do you call it, a chambray shirt over it. So it's like Chessie meets Coastal Grandma, and that's my vibe. Okay, so I'd love to know, what are some of your tips for making life easier and thriving in the busy season? Leave me a comment below and tell me about it. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you soon.